The book starts off as our main character Al is reminiscing in his past experiences on a U.S. merchant marine. We learn later on that the war didn't really change Al, as he kept many things that happened during his shore leave during his voyage private. While he wrote experiences and the ongoings of the crew via his typewriter, the author makes mention numerous times to the reader that his book isn't another history lesson, as it said in the summary above. Rather, it's from the first-hand accounts of his grandfather's diary. Al used to work for the Times, which is still in use today, which gives you a sense of his writing skills as he was a columnist before the outbreak of the war. Like most Americans after the attack of Pearl Harbor, everyone felt on edge and worried when the next attack would take place and where. This drove many people to leave heavy populated areas and rebuild their lives in rural parts of America such as Las Vegas, Nevada, more kind of boony areas, that type of stuff. I read my fair share of historical books on World War II. However, this particular novel that I have in my hand is, in my opinion, far, far more enjoyable and far more enjoyable of a read. Most people just assume that history is about numbers, deaths, and dates. Done, finished. Move on to the next era. No. While this may be true in a school curriculum, sadly, this isn't the case for all. Personally, I would recommend this book to anyone who has a fascination with sailing or exploring East Asia / the Pacific, since Al goes very in-depth in those parts in his journey. Heck, I didn't even know what parts were what on a boat, so I learned a lot from this, because I had no knowledge of what a seafaring vessel really was, because I wasn't taught that in my history class, or I didn't have any personal experience with that. So, this book was actually given to me by my dad, who works with Al's grandson at Boeing. I will not say where they work at because, privacy and whatnot. Anywho, which I was thoroughly grateful for, as I am, and as all of you on YouTube know, I am an avid history buff, and I can spend hours blabbing about history, even if it's game history. After completing this book, I was ecstatic to find out that the author was actually in the works of his second book, which I believe he's done. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to ask Al Miller via my dad first, but it's entitled "The 99th Strategic Reconnaissance Squadron: The Story of the Air Force Unmanned Reconnaissance War in Vietnam." Just the title itself piques my curiosity about the prospect of unmanned drones as we use them constantly today in today's wars, which I have my own opinion on, but I will save that for another time, being used during the war in Vietnam. I'm sincerely thankful to have gotten this book from my father, and of course glad the author of the book gave a copy of it to my dad for me to enjoy. I will provide the link in the description below. There's my finger. Below, so that you can be teleported back to 1941. And where you can also purchase this book for yourself, I will have links to buying this book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Merriam Press. So, I thank you for watching my book review on the first sailing of the SS Smith Thompson serving in the U.S. Merchant Marine in World War II by Steve Miller. Thank you for watching and have a glorious, what day is it? Wednesday!